Hello YouTube. My name is Nick Smith. I am the author and owner of AppSmith Books Publishing. Today I am going to talk about CollectionView controllers for Mac applications in Xcode 7.3 and Swift 2.2. I haven't made any videos for quite some time. It's been 9 months since the last one, but I've recently released a new book, and you can check this out here. Mac Apps 1 is now available on Amazon Kindle and in the iBook store. And this is a beginner's book for building Mac applications. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the Chapter 17 project. I can see there have been a lot of searches for how to get a collection view running in Xcode 7 for Mac applications. These are the books in the Programming Swift series. Playgrounds is absolutely free. You can get this from our homepage. Swift 2 is a general introduction to the Swift 2 programming language and programming in general. And then you've got Mac Apps 1 over here. This book is available now. This is the book we're looking at, Mac Apps 1, and it's a beginner level book. It does have some slightly more advanced intermediate topics, but takes you right from the beginning, how to get a button working, how to get a text field to accept some text, popovers and things like that. It goes through a lot of subjects. If I go up here and click on the table of contents, up here, you'll see that we're going to be looking at using Xcode for Mac apps. We're going to tour the Xcode. We're going to look at the various panels in Xcode and generally take a look at finding our way around in Xcode, building projects and project files, etc. Then in Chapter 2, we're going to be looking at outlooks and actions, the storyboard. The book uses storyboards throughout. This is the way forward for Mac applications. And the old way of doing it with zip files or nib files is kind of going out of fashion now. How to create controls in code if you want to do that. We're going to look at application life cycles, everything that happens to an application as it starts, as it runs, as it gets minimized, when it gets moved to the background as you start other applications up, all sorts of stuff like that. And we're going to look at several controls from the Xcode object library in this book, lots of different things. Also controls that are not part of the object library, things that you need to create in code that are kind of invisible but are available to your application. We're going to build some cool, though simple applications, and we're going to steadily increase the difficulty level as we go through the book. Look at some basic debugging. We're going to look at menus and toolbars and how to program for the responder object and the responder chain. Very important now for using storyboards in Mac applications. You're going to need to understand what the responder chain is and how to program that. We're going to look at tab views as we start progressing into applications with multiple windows, multiple views. So the easiest one there is the tab view controller. So we're looking at that. Then we're going to look at auxiliary views with popovers and sheets, and we're going to look at segues and what the represented object is that you keep seeing in view controller files, how to cancel segues, and how to trigger a segue by calling perform segue with identifier. We're going to look at alerts. We're going to look at file open and save panels, how to save text and things like that. And then we're going to build quite a big application called Asset Maker that will generate icons from a base image. This program will be useful to you in future projects because you'll be able to use it to create application icons for iOS and Mac OS and even tvOS apps and stuff like that. We're going to look at the user default system for saving small pieces of information like metadata about your project about your application so it knows how it should run and user preferences and things like that. We're going to look at data source delegates for various things. We're going to start off nice and easy with the combo box and see how that can use a data source and delegates to feed the combo box with data. And then we're going to look at Swift singletons, and this is like a singleton global class which will be your data model, and we'll use this a lot in coming projects. We have a project chapter in 15 where we're going to take everything we've learned in previous chapters and work on that, and it's going to include things like auto layout and the stack views. Then we're going to move on to table views in chapter 16, and down in chapter 17 here we're going to look at collection views, and there are a couple of pitfalls in collection views that people have done a lot of searching about on Google and on the various sites like Stack Overflow, how to get this working again. Collection views used to be very simple. They've been updated a lot now, and there are some things that you have to pay attention to. We're going to look at some core animation layer properties for stuff in the collection view controller, so we can customize the appearance of collection view items. And then we're going to add quite a lot of features. We're going to be able to sort the collection view, delete items, add items, filter, and it's a nice, good starter project for working with data and collection views. Now, if we this is the book. If we jump ahead to chapter 17 here, in the book, I'll show you the application we're going to be building. Come on, there we go. This is the introduction to collection views, and it shows you basically what a collection view looks like. The Finder application uses a collection view metaphor for when you look at the applications list in this kind of thumbnail format. There are some bugs and workarounds that you need to address working with collection views in Xcode 7, and we'll get to those throughout this series of videos. Now, this is the introduction video you're viewing here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you over to my homepage over here. This is the AppSmith Books homepage, and in the books section here we have the book Mac Apps 1, and this is quite new. It's like I said, it's available now. You can get it on Amazon and iBooks, and you can get the source code for the major chapter projects right here. Just click on this, download. It will download a zip file to your downloads folder, and you can unpack this zip file, and the entire source code for this application we're going to look at, chapter 17, collection view controllers, is available in the source code here, and it's completely free. And while we're talking about free stuff, if you want to learn more about Swift 2 and Playgrounds, we have another free book here, or should I say we have a free book. Programming Swift Playgrounds was built for Xcode 7, and it's a guided tour of using Xcode to learn Swift. You can see here there is a free ebook. It's available in the EPUB format by clicking right here. You can just get it there. Or if you prefer to read it on Amazon Kindle or in the Amazon Kindle app, click here. That'll take you to Amazon. They will charge 99 cents for distribution of the book, but it is available free of charge. Having said that, we'll now go over to the demo. And I have downloaded the source code. It's in my downloads folder. It's created this folder here, code downloads, and we're going to look in chapter 17. And I am going to right click on this to select the correct Xcode version, because as you can see over here, I'm also running the Xcode 8 beta, and that's not what we want for this project. We want Xcode 7.3. So right click on that, open with Xcode 7.3 there. And Xcode is starting up. And this is the application we're going to build in chapter 17 and in this series of videos. Let's just take a look at the storyboard here. Get rid of that. Close some of these views. Zoom out, and you can see here we have the main window. We have a view controller. This here is the collection view, the white area, and then I have the top of the view area, which is reserved as space for these buttons, and we've got a couple of segues here leading to other view controllers that will work as sheets. This one is for adding a new contact, and this one is for updating an existing contact. If I now zoom in on the main view, we can add new, we can edit, we can delete, we can sort, and we can cancel selections. I'm now going to run the finished app. This is how you get it in the source code, finished. The idea is that you're going to work through the chapter in the book and try to build the application on your own. And if you get stuck, the source code is available. So you can copy paste some of the source code, or you can just read through the comments in the source code to help get a better understanding of how things are working. Now, this is a collection view controller, and these are collection view items. You can notice here that when I click, I am getting a selection ring, a blue ring around it. This is done with core animation layers. It creates the rectangle, it shades the background, it makes an edge, and it creates the selection ring. All that's done in core animation layers on the collection view items. We can come up here and click new, and we get the sheet panel coming down. So we're going to add a new person here with some fake contact info. Click add, and we have a new person. We can sort, and this is all done on the data model, the sorting. The sorting is done on the data model object. We're not using core data in that in this particular application. That comes later in Mac Apps 2. We can delete an item like that. We get a confirmation. This is an alert box. So out with that. Click on the red button to not only close the window but shut down the application. Hit run again, and you'll see that data is being persisted between runs. So how does this all work? Well, let's get the navigator panel back up. We have an app delegate here, sets up our basic application. View controller, this is the main view controller, does most of the work here, contacting the data model and feeding the main view with data from the data model using the MVC design pattern. These are the controlling classes for the two sheets, and this is a collection view item using a nib file. Now, this is the old-fashioned nib or zip files that Xcode used to use before storyboards, but it still is the correct way of doing things when you are working with collection view items. Apple were attempting to introduce a model of a new segue type for adding related collection view items to a collection view controller, but it was removed again for Xcode 7 and Mac OS OS 10 El Capitan, and that's one of the bugs we're going to be looking at, because it still tries to create this this segue that doesn't work. So you need to manually go in and create a new collection view item class file with a nib file and set this up, get this object talking to this bit, and get the whole thing running partially manually. So that's the application we're going to be building in this small set of videos. Once again, it's available in the book. This is going to walk you through every small step of the way. You can see lots of graphics to look at. plenty of code examples. You've got the source code as well, and this is all available from our own website, the source code, and you can buy the book on iBooks and Amazon worldwide. So this is video one in a series. There'll probably be about 5 videos in all. It's quite a large project, and you're going to have fun trying it out. So get the book, get the source code, watch the videos. See you later. Bye for now.